What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be doing a comparison review of two beers from the Prison City Pub and Brewery, and they are out of Auburn, New York, and we have their Mass Riot and their double dry hopped Mass Riot. So both of these beers are New England-style IPAs. They both come in at 6.8% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and at the time of review, both of these beers are approximately 6 weeks old. The regular non-double dry hop version is actually 2 days fresher than the double dry hop version. So I thought it would be pretty fun to do a comparison review. Now, I haven't done any since I brought the channel back in October of 2021, because typically if I drink a couple beers in a day, it's not one right after the other one. So I thought at 6.8%, I should be fine. I sip on these for a couple hours and we should be good. So yeah, it's basically the base version, the double dry hop version, and I'm into it. So both of these beers are brewed with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe. This is an award-winning hazy IPA brewed with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops, it says on it. And about, I want to say it was a good 5-6 years ago, probably like 2016, 17, maybe 18. It's been at least, we'll say at least 4 years ago. This beer, I believe, won the, and this one specifically, I don't think it was a double dry hop version, won the, there's a blind taste test by Paste magazine of IPAs, and I believe this finished #1, pretty sure. And then the next year, I think it finished in the top 10. A lot of hype behind Prison City for numerous years. You could only get their beers in crawlers to go, lines, and the whole nine. Now we get distro here in the Western New York area, and I think they get across New York State for the most part. And I thought it'd be fun to compare these two. Now, I did send both of these out to a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Tyler over at South 10 Beer Reviews and Ridge over at Ridgeopolis. They can't get a nose on a beer reviews. And Tyler really enjoyed both of them. He liked the double dry hop version slightly more than the dry hop or the regular version. Ridge's, I believe his regular one was basically oxidized, maybe something off with it, maybe an issue with the yeast. It was really dark and just looked gross. And then the double dry hop version was better, but he didn't love either of them. I'm hoping both of my beers, you know, they are okay, because you never know. I've reviewed some oxidized and just gross IPAs over the last couple months, and I don't really know what it is, because it seems like I'll send, for example, I sent out this double dry hop Mass Riot to a couple different people, and I think of 3 different people, and 2 of them loved it, and the other ones was messed, or no, this one, the other one was messed up, so I don't know. Anyway, give it a quick roll here. I'm not going to do the double pour. It's been a while. We're just going to do a single pour. Hopefully, we'll see if it has a big explosion with a bunch of carbonation stuff. Maybe we have an issue. It is gushing out a little bit, but not creating. Nah, it's just rising a little bit. We'll give it a pour here. All right, so mine doesn't look all that oxidized, so that's a good start, but it is pretty carbonated. We're just gonna go like that for now. This one, we'll give a quick roll here, and then we'll crack it open and pour it as well. Try to get, you know, similar amount, because I gotta save some for the cuvee. The cuvee at the end. But the cuvee, you guys know, it's the cuvee? It's the cuvee. Haven't done a cuvee in a while. Anyway, let's give it a pour. Yeah, so both of mine are looking good. Okay, well, as I speak, carbonation on this one's kind of crazy. We're going to just let it settle down. But they are ripping out of the can in terms of the smells. Probably going to have to pour a little bit more in here. Yeah, let's just get crazy with the carbonation. So, okay, put this one over here like that. Put this one over here like this. And what we'll do is we'll go and get a look and appearance and aroma on the non-double dry hop version. So, yeah, that looks like a hazy honey orange color. Has about a 2-finger of this really, look at that lacing. Like the lacing's fantastic on this. Looks like a nitro head. It's awesome. So that looks like a beautiful hazy, albeit a huge head. So both of these had a little bit of carbonation. So maybe, you know, maybe Ridges did go sideways for, you know, purposes that are related to the beer and not how it was handled. But yeah, looks awesome. Let's look at this one that the head is not dissipating really at all. So this one has more of a creamy looking head. This is more soap sudsy, but very similar look. A little bit lighter, I think the double dry hopped one is, but very similar, you know, hazy, murky, can't really see through it. This one has a 3-finger soap sudsy looking head. Both of them are like off-white. I would say in terms of looks, I prefer this one just because the head doesn't look soapy and it looks like, you know, a little bit better. So let's get a nose. Okay, that's nice. This is really big on citrus. Tons of, it's like the entire, it's like picture you getting a grapefruit, whether it's white, pink, ruby red, whatever the case may be. And you go in for a bite and you just bite through the grapefruit, rind and all, everything, right? That's kind of the smell. You're getting a zestiness, a bitterness, a rind kind of component, but then you're getting a juicy aspect. But then after you bit through it, now it's time to sprinkle some sugar on top, and that's what it is. It's candied, but it encompasses the whole fruit. Yeah. A little bit of pineapple, mango, stone fruits. There's a little bit of there's a touch of like a greenness. Not like a hot burn, but like a tomato stalk or something like that. Slight malt character. Man, every time I go back, that citrus character is just burning my nostrils. It's intense. It's grapefruit, but it's also like a really nice orange, maybe tangerine, slight like lemony thing. It smells good. Does it smell anything that I've, out of this world, amazing, crazy? No, I've smelled beers like this before, but it does have a nice aroma. So let's get to the double dry hop version. It smells very similar to that. Are you fucking kidding me? So, yeah, they smell almost identical, which, listen, all you're doing is double dry hopping it. Probably with those 3 hops, where this probably just gets a single dry hop. They smell identical. Like this one, maybe because it's a 2 days fresher, this one has a little bit more intensity, which I would have thought that would come from the double dry hop version. But it's the same thing, that grapefruit orange, huge citrus tones. Ooh, hang on. It's starting to open up a little bit. Little pineapple, but there's mango, papaya, honeydew, like fleshy, sweeter fruits now. Let's see if that happened with this one, because I let this one open up a little bit. No, this is very similar to what it was. Okay, so this is starting to dominate a little bit, and I'm enjoying it a little bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah, honeydew, touch of like a cantaloupe, and I don't like cantaloupe, but it's mixing in with that honeydew and really nice. Okay, so winter was this originally, and then a minute later, this took over. I basically think this beer encompasses everything in this beer, but with a little bit more of that honeydew, papaya, cantaloupe type of fleshy thing going on. That's pretty much what I'm going to say about it. So let's get a taste on the base version. Cheers, everybody. Okay, so what this beer is nice. That beer's nice. Body on this for 6.8% is like medium, a touch over, really nice for the body. It's damn solid. The mouthfeel, despite looking like there's crazy carbonation when I poured it out and everything, it's so soft, smooth, and creamy on the palate. The mouthfeel's bonkers. It almost looks like a nitro beer, dude. It's crazy. The taste. It's a little bit of like a slight malt kind of character, like a crackery, bready, almost honey-esque kind of malt character that slides underneath the palate. Omnipresent, but never gets in the way. Over top of that, there's more of an orange and grapefruit in the taste. Sweet orange, a little bit of a sweeter grapefruit, like a ruby red pink grapefruit. After that, mango and peach. No pineapple, no fleshy fruits like I was getting in the nose of here, and I was getting more like a pineapple mango. This is more pineapple, more mango, apricot, peach, stone fruit vibe. Finishes mild to moderately bitter with a slightly dry finish. This leans a little bit sweeter, but it's not too sweet. There's enough bitterness and dryness on the back to kind of balance it out to some degree. Super easy to drink. No off flavors here or anything, so my can held up quite well. It's fine. It's a nice beer. So let's get out the coldest water bottle that I've been sipping on for about a year now and cleanse the palate. All right, let's get into the double dry hop version. Cheers, everyone. Wow, it's like 2 completely different beers. This is nice. There is a huge dank, herbaceous, almost like marijuana quality to this one that did not get in the nose at all. Yeah. All right, let's go body mouthfeel. Body's similar to this, step over medium. Mouthfeel. This actually has a little bit more carbonation, which makes sense based on how I poured them, and You saw this had decent carbonation. This had more of a rise in carbonation. This isn't as soft and smooth and just creamy on the palate. This mouthfeel is better than this. Bodies are similar. This is more of like spritzy, effervescent, but not over the top. It's just, you know, this has more carbonation, especially when you're doing the comparison between the two. The taste, though, pretty much this beer, there's a lot of like sweeter orange and pink grapefruit that turns into, yeah, I would say mango, peach, apricot. It's almost identical to this, but then there's a little like slight creamy kiss of like a honeydew / papaya. And then on the back of the palate, where this one has a slightly dry and mild to moderately bitter finish, there's a huge earthy, dank, kind of like a marijuana vibe on the back of the palate, which I was not prepared for. It finishes moderately bitter, where this was mild to moderately, and semi-dry. I think the introduction of that dankness brings something different to the table where I actually enjoy this. I didn't finish my thought. Enjoy this more than that. I think this is the way to compare these two. I think I like them quite a bit. This would be the everyday drinker, 6.8%. I want something that has nice flavors, great mouthfeel, but doesn't have a ton of flavor. It's very simplistic in how it's delivered to the palate, but I think the mouthfeel makes up for it, and really nice. This is the more complex of the two, but I think this is the less drinkable, where I'd want a single can. I think by the end of it, that gripping kind of dank quality with that more moderate bitterness will kind of build up to the point where I'm like, I'm done with it. But when I compare the two, I think I like this one more as a whole. I love that dank character. It's something different, has more of a vibrant kind of just flavor profile to it. But it's not significantly better. So how do I rate these? I think I'm going to give them, like if I would put them out on tap, they're both going to get a 4 out of 5. That's about the best I can do, because these, listen, I wanted to do a side-by-side. I have never tried either of these. I've had stuff from Prison City. I mean, I've went to the brewery before. I've had other beers from them at like beer festivals and stuff, but this is the first time having these two beers. I think maybe 5 years ago, these would have kind of blown away my palate, and especially like the mouthfeel of this beer. But now there's nothing like overly amazing about these to my palate, but they're still solid, well-made beers. The difference is, again, better mouthfeel here, less complexity, not as vibrant flavor-wise. The double dry hop version, mouthfeel isn't as good, more effervescent, more spritzy. There is that dank character that makes it a little bit more complex and more flavorful. Drinkability here, I think, flavor profile here. So I'm going to give Mass Riot from Prison City, the regular version, I'm going to give this a straight 4 out of 5. It's the best I can do on that. I think it's a good beer. I like it, and I'd buy it again, especially for like a fridge beer. But past that, it's not anything amazing. The double dry hop version, however, I have no problems giving this one a high 4 out of 5. I'll go 4.1. So they're both very similar, but again, I think this one wins out just because of flavor profile, but what this lacks in flavor makes up for with the mouthfeel. So now, we have similar beers here in terms of cuvee time. So we're going to cuvee it here, then we'll get the price point and availability, but let's do the cuvee real quick. Okay, so throw this over here. Give it a nice little swirl. So yeah, looks the exact same pretty much, maybe a little bit darker. Looks awesome, the lacing and whatnot, but let's get a nose. Oh, so actually the nose, way better than either of them. So it has the similar nose because they were very similar, but now I'm getting the dank character. Maybe that's because it's on my palate. Let me take another sip of water here before we get to cuvee. Yes, I know it's called cuvee. Don't drink beer says you gotta call it the cuvee. Yeah, so that dank character kind of rides in as like, hey, you didn't totally get me in the aroma of either beer, but you got it in the taste of the double dry hop version. But now I'm here to stay permanently. Yeah, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Body still higher side of medium, touch over medium. Body is the mouthfeel is fantastic, just like this one. The flavors kind of got muted a bit. I'm getting still that citrus, more of a sweeter citrus. On the back end, though, there's this real bittering kind of component, which I didn't think would happen. Like, it's more bitter than the double dry hop by itself. I'd give the Cuvée like a 3.75. It's not as good. The mouthfeel is fantastic. That's about the best part about the Cuvée, but whatever. Not bad. So 4, 4.1, 3.75. Price and availability. I believe, let's go back. Let's do this. I don't know what I'm doing. $18 4-pack. Not a bad price. $22 4-pack. Wouldn't pay that again. If I had to choose, if I'm in a store and I'm looking at them and there's a $4 difference for a 4-pack, I would choose this one. If they're very similarly priced, like $18 to $20 4-pack or maybe a $2 difference, I probably would go with the double dry. It'd probably be based on what I'm looking for. Like I said, fridge IPA, something I just want to not think about, great mouthfeel. That would be like I kind of want to wake up my palate a little bit and have more flavor. So both are really solid, good beers. It's just they're not as delicious as I was hoping. But I'm still going to try more stuff from Prison City because, again, I've had stuff at their brewery. I've had stuff at Beer Fest, and I really like what they do. And a lot of their offerings now are showing up here. So availability, if you're in Western New York or you're in New York State, you should be able to get your hands on these beers. And again, I'm going to give more of their beers a chance going forward. Probably won't do a lot of comparisons, but who knows? So this comparison review, I'm really excited that I was able to do it. And yeah, it wasn't I'm glad these both held up because the aforementioned Ridge, again, he had something went wrong in transit, and my beers are fine, so I'm pretty happy about it. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. 6.8% on either of these. Honestly, a little bit of a warming in the chest, which is rare for a sub 7% IPA, but nothing on the palate. So, excuse me, just a little bit warming in the chest. I can handle that. That's fine. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Comparison review, that is. Till the next one. Cheers. Probably gonna be like an 18-minute review, but you know what? It needed to be done for science. Also for the Cuvée. Cheers.